Hello random people on the internet, my name is Banana, and today we are back on that daily upload grind, and today we are talking about one of the most underrated pets in the game in my opinion, the Wither Skeleton pet. Now the Wither Skeleton pet is a mining pet, which is the one tough thing about this pet. Mining sucks. I talked about it in my last video, the unholy trinity of Hypixel Skyblock. If you haven't seen that, definitely check it out. But mining is probably one of the worst skills in the game. But still, this pet is insane. Now, I was given this level 100 to test out for this video by CookieNoRookie. Shout out to him. His link's going to be in the description. He makes amazing content. You should definitely go sub to him. And yeah, this pet has some great perks, has some great stats. Stats overall, it has 5 different base stats. You get 25 defense, 25 strength, 25 intelligence, 5 crit chance, and 40 crit damage. Now, all of these may not be good, like if you look at them compared to other ones, but when you have this many stats just slammed on, having a jack of all trades pet is really nice. And then you have its perks, and one thing about the Wither Skeleton compared to a bunch of other pets is that I think all of the perks are good on here. Like you look at something like a Blaze pet, and while it has the Hot Potato Book perk and the buffing Blaze Armor perk, that Nether perk sucks. I think that literally every single perk on this Wither is a really good perk. And the first one is Stronger Bones. Take 30% less damage from skeletons. Now, this is just a flat out good perk for dungeons and stuff, because there is a lot of skeletons in there. I've played it, there's skeletons all over. So taking less damage from them is only going to be helpful. And if it does count as a Wither Skeleton as well, that's another bonus. Because then you have Wither Blood. Deal 50% more damage to Wither mobs. And you may be thinking, Banana, there's no Wither mobs in the game right now. Well, to that I say, have you seen the boss list for dungeons? Everything past, I believe, floor 6 is a Wither. And a 50% damage buff is a huge damage buff. You look at something like even the Tiger. Apex Predator gives a 20% damage buff to like mobs that have no other mobs around them by 15 blocks. Same with like the Dragon Pet. It gives a 20% buff to end mobs. Pretty much the majority of the damage buffs in the game end up being like a 20% flat to a mob. This one's 50. This is going to be insane for any Berserker build in dungeons. It's going to legit carry you, because dealing 50% flat damage to them is, that's just, I can't explain how good that is. It is an amazing perk. And then, last but not least, you have Death's Touch. Upon hitting an enemy, inflict the Withered effect for 200% damage over 3 seconds. So this basically does have a 3-second cooldown because it doesn't stack. But this perk is going to do an insane amount of damage on Slayer bosses, on dragons, on everything in the game. You're going to be doing an insane amount of damage. And the Death's Touch perk is really going to carry that. So the Wither is actually one of the most common pets to go onto AH at level 100 for some reason. I don't really get why, but 34 million for a level 100. That's really cheap for a pet that is this good. And I mean, if you are crafting it, it's from the Coal 9 collection. And that is 8 enchanted blocks of coal and 1 super enchanted egg. So you end up crafting it for not that much actually, because super enchanted eggs are 250k right now, and then you'll end up spending almost like 1.6 mil on the blocks themselves, so you're spending like less than 2 mil a craft. And honestly, that's really good for how good this pet is. If you want to know how to like level it, you're definitely just going to want to go to your private island if you did not buy a already leveled one, and just run snow minions. I would bet that everyone who is very late game is already running snow minions just for the mining XP. But if you want to level the pet, this is pretty much the only reasonable way to do it, because there's no really good way of manually mining other than throwing down a lot of diamond minions and just sitting here hours on end. But yeah, this is definitely a good way to level it, and a good passive way to level it is another thing. So yeah, this pet is insane. And now I'm going to just show it off in like dragon fights and stuff. Alright, so since I have no friends, I just placed 8 eyes by myself. And I'm now spawning in this dragon. Wow, I wasted so much money. Wise dragon, very cool, dude. I'm not going to melee either. So my damage is going to be pretty good. You can see that I got like 100k damage there from, I'm pretty sure, the wither pet. I think it was actually 200k, because you could see it slowly ticking up a little. Like, you can see when I'm not shooting, right now even, it's going up by a lot of damage. And this is just going to be bow only, while there is a lot of Terra people. And I should be able to beat them. Yep, you can see the wither effect is ticking on the dragon right now. So this may be more a testament to my damage, but it's also just showing off how good the wither is, because all these people are going to be meleeing. I'm wearing superior armor. I'm not wearing tux, and I'm just bow only right now. And I am hitting for a lot of damage. Oh, someone has a golem. I heard that. So, dragon is almost dead here. Like, bow only getting 3 mil on a wise, I'm proud of that. I am very proud. And bada boom. So we got 3.4 million damage compared to someone who was meleeing who got 3.2. And that's purely bow only. I think it's a better thing to show off on a Slayer boss, but still, you can see Wither Pet can combat people who are literally meleeing, and meleeing with it would also be really good. I don't like melee on dragons, personally. I'm not a big fan, because melee is just gross. But this can beat people like that if you have the skills that I have. But also, just melee with it and you'll do even better. Now I'm going to go do a Revenant Boss and try and show off the actual damage numbers on it. Alright, so I am pretty close to spawning in the boss here to show off the damage numbers. So I'm just going to hit it once here. And you can see I'm doing over 100,000 damage per tick with the Wither. And this is just with me hitting it literally once and then letting the Wither effect do the rest. Look at this. It's dead after 3 hits with the sword. Like, if you're actually just sitting there face tanking it, you're going to be doing so much damage. And then you have to think, imagine that on a Wither. Like, if the Death's Touch, I believe that's what the perk was called. If Death's Touch stacks with something like the Wither Blood, like if both of those go on top of each other, which it definitely could. We don't know how Hypixel does their math. They could definitely calculate the damage after they calculate the buff to the damage. And that is an insane amount of damage, boys. Like, the audacity that you can do, like, I just can't believe that people haven't been jumping on this pet left, right, and center. Honestly, like, I've been looking at this pet for a while. I remember I was doing golems with Cookie back right when Golem got nerfed, because they nerfed the Golem from being really OP. And Cookie was just using a Wither Pet and literally bodying everyone. You can use a Wither Pet on a Golem and have literally just superior on, not even tux, and then you will get first place. Just because the Wither Pet is that good. The 3-second cooldown on it isn't even, like, real, because you're hitting everything, and as long as the mob is dying, like, with the effect, you can just hit another mob as well. Like, if I just hit this one, imagine that has the effect. You hit another mob, that has the effect. Every mob that you hit will get the effect. There's no cooldown there. The only cooldown would be the thing where it's just like, you can't hit the same mob within 3 seconds. But it's still gonna keep ticking throughout those 3 seconds, where it's gonna end up doing so much damage. Like, this pet is insane. And I definitely think that people should get it more, especially people who are going to run Berserker in dungeons, or people who just want any type of damage in dungeons, because even Archer can use this to an extent, because you saw me using my bow on that dragon, and I absolutely clapped it with the amount of damage that I did. And then, like, imagine just having all of these buffs, like these perks on this pet. Once again, I say every single one of these is good. It's just a really, really good pet. And, oh, by the way, when I said that it gives 40 crit damage, it only gives 25. It's just that I have sharpened claws on here. I forgot about that. And, yeah, this pet's just really good. I just wanted to make a video touching on it. I know that there have been maybe a couple videos on this, but honestly, this pet has gone way too far under the radar. and I just think everyone needs to really look into this pet and maybe consider buying it. So, if you did enjoy the video, or if it helped you out at all, please smash that like button, maybe even subscribe, maybe even go down in the description below and buy the Menacing Banana Badline Cloak. Use code BANANA or the link in the description to get 10% off your purchase. And yeah, that's going to be all for today. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out.